if you are doing voice memos for the day, and hear a voice memo that starts with the word screen sold, it will sound like this.
Screen sold. G as in Gary 16. G as in Gary 17. Revenue $160. Phone 631-388-0188. Sold to Mike. Sold by Eric. Payment note. Sold 2 iPhone 5 white screens to Mike. He paid me by reducing the amount of money I needed to pay him for his cracked screens that I purchased.
So when you hear the word screen sold, you will need to go to the assistant folder. And you are going to have to make entries in 2 folders. The 2 folders you'll need to make entries in are the screen sold folder and the revenue folder. So for screen sold folder entry, you'll click on screen sold. And the first thing you need to do is copy the voice memo name and then paste it. Then you need to transcribe everything that is said in the voice memo. Just so you know, the screens sold will be the actual screens that we sold. These are in letter and number format, and I have instructed the people that make the voice memos to give a word to describe a letter that might get easily confused. For instance, one of our codes might be G17. That's very easily confused with J17. So you might hear something like G as in Gary 16. You would simply write G16, but the G as in Gary helps you to realize which letter of the alphabet it is. The person creating the voice memo will say revenue and then tell you the amount of revenue to put in. The person creating the voice memo will say phone and then tell you the phone number. It is important to remember to always put the phone numbers in a number, hyphen, number, hyphen, number format. There should be no spaces or parentheses in the phone numbers. The person creating the voice memo will say sold to, and then tell you the name of the person they sold to. If it might be hard to understand, I've instructed the person that creates the voice memos to spell out the name. Sold by is the person who sold it. I've instructed the person who creates the voice memo to say sold by, and then you simply will transcribe who sold it. The person creating the voice memo will say payment note, and then you can transcribe what they said. So we're going to go through this entry.
Screen sold. G as in Gary 16. G as in Gary 17.
It is very important to remember to always put a space in between the screens that are sold between each code. So always make sure that there's spaces in between.
Revenue, $160. Phone, 631-388-0188. Sold to Mike. Sold by Eric. Payment note. Sold 2 iPhone 5 white screens to Mike. He paid me by reducing the amount of money I needed to pay him for his crack screens that I purchased.
After you transcribe that, you will be done for the entry you need to make in the screen sold folder. However, you will need to input this information in the green into the revenue folder. So, what you will do is copy the voice memo code, and you can simply put it right here. Then the screen sold, you just copy this, and you see it goes in revenue note. So this is the revenue right here, and it also says screen sold, just so you know where to put it. And then the revenue, you copy that and paste it right there. And then you are finished. That is all you need to know and all you need to do for when you hear the word screen sold.